Yeshayahu, or Isaiah, chapter 64. Oh, that you would tear the heavens open, come down, that mountains shall shake before you, as when fire burns twigs, as fire makes water boil, to make your name known to your adversaries, so that the nations tremble before you. When you did awesome matters, which we did not expect, you came down. Mountains did shake before you. Since the beginning of the ages, they've not heard, nor perceived by the ear, nor has the eye seen any Elohim besides you, who acts for those who wait for him. You shall meet him who rejoices and does righteousness, who remembers you in your ways. See, you were wroth when we sinned in them a long time. And should we be saved? And all of us have become as one unclean, and our righteousnesses are as soiled rags. And all of us fade like a leaf, and our crookednesses, like the wind, have taken us away. And there is no one who calls on your name, who stirs himself up to be strengthened in you. For you've hidden your face from us and have consumed us because of our crookedness. And now, O Yehovah, you are our Father. We are the clay and you our potter. And we are all the work of your hand. Do not be wroth, O Yehovah, nor remember crookedness forever. See, please look. All of us are your people. Your set-apart cities have become a wilderness. Sion has become a wilderness. Jerusalem a waste. Our set-apart and comely house, where our fathers praised you, has been burned up with fire, and all that we treasured has become a ruin. In view of all this, would you restrain yourself, O Yehovah? Would you keep silent and afflict us beyond measure? Chapter 65. I have let myself be inquired of, not by those who asked. I was found, not by those who sought me. I said, here I am, to a nation not calling on my name. I've held out my hands all day long to a stubborn people who walk in a way that's not good, after their own thoughts. The people who provoke me continually to my face, who slaughter in gardens and burn incense on slaughter places of brick, who sit among the burial sites and spend the night in secret places, who eat the flesh of pigs, and the broth of unclean meat is in their pots, who say, keep to yourself, do not come near me, for I am set apart to you. These are smoke in my nostrils, a fire that burns all day. See, it's written before me, I am not silent, but shall repay. I shall repay into their bosom your crookedness and the crookednesses of your fathers together, said Yehovah, who burned incense on the mountains and reproached me on the hills, and I shall measure their former work into their bosom. Thus said Yehovah, as the new wine is found in the cluster, and one shall say, do not destroy it, for there is a blessing in it. So I do for my servants' sake, not to destroy them all. And I shall bring forth a seed from Yaakov, and from Yehuda, an heir of my mountains, and my chosen ones shall inherit it, and my servants shall dwell there. And Sharon shall be a fold of flocks, and the valley of Achor a place for herds to lie down, for my people who have sought me. But you are those who forsake Yehovah, who forget my set-apart mountain, who prepare a table for Gad, and who fill a drink offering for many. And I shall allot you to the sword, and let you bow down to the slaughter, because I called you and you did not answer. I spoke and you did not hear, and you did evil before my eyes, and chose that in which I did not delight. Therefore, thus said the Master Yehovah, see, my servants eat, but you hunger. See, my servants drink, but you thirst. See, my servants rejoice, but you are put to shame. See, my servants sing for joy of heart, but you cry for sorrow of heart and wail for breaking of spirit. And you shall leave your name as a curse to my chosen, for the Master Yehovah shall put you to death and call his servants by another name, so that he who blesses himself in the earth does bless himself in the Elohim of truth. And he who swears in the earth does swear by the Elohim of truth. Because the former distresses shall be forgotten, and because they shall be hidden from my eyes. For look, I'm creating new heavens and a new earth, and the former shall not be remembered nor come to heart. Be glad and rejoice forever in what I create. For look, I create Jerusalem a rejoicing, and her people a joy. And I shall rejoice in Jerusalem, and shall joy in my people. And let the voice of weeping no more be heard in her, nor the voice of crying. No more is an infant from there going to live but a few days, nor an old man who does not complete his days. For the youth dies 100 years old, but the sinner being 100 years old shall be lightly esteemed. And they shall build houses and inhabit them, and plant vineyards and eat their fruit. They shall not build and another inhabit. They shall not plant and another eat. For the days of my people are going to be as the days of a tree, and my chosen ones outlive the work of their hands. They shall not labor in vain, nor bring forth children for trouble, for they are the seed of the blessed of Yehovah, and their offspring with them. And it shall be that before they call, I answer, and while they're still speaking, I hear. Wolf and lamb feed together, a lion eats straw as an ox, and dust is the snake's food. They shall do no evil, nor destroy in all my set-apart mountain, said Yehovah. And chapter 66. Thus said Yehovah, the heavens are my throne, and the earth is my footstool. Where is this house that you built for me? And where is this place of my rest? And all these my hand has made, and all these that exist, declares Yehovah. Yet to such a one I look, on him who is poor and bruised of spirit, and who trembles at my word. But whoever slays the bull strikes a man. Whoever slaughters the lamb breaks a dog's neck. Whoever brings a grain offering, pig's blood. Whoever burns incense blesses an idol. Indeed, they've chosen their own ways, and their being delights in their abominations. I shall also choose their punishments and bring their fears on them, because I called, and no one answered. I spoke, and they did not hear. And they did evil before my eyes, and chose what was displeasing to me. Hear the word of Yehovah, you who tremble at his word. Your brothers who hate you, who cast you out for my name's sake, said, let Yehovah be esteemed so that we see your joy, but they are put to shame. A roaring sound from the city, a voice from the Hakal, the voice of Yehovah, repaying his enemies. Before she labored, she gave birth. Before a pain came to her, she was delivered of a male. Who has heard the like of this? Who has seen the like of these? Is a land brought forth in one day? Is a nation born at once? For as soon as Sion labored, she gave birth to her children. Shall I bring to birth and not give delivery, said Yehovah? Shall I, who give delivery, restrain birth, said your Elohim? Rejoice with Jerusalem and be glad with her, all you who love her. Rejoice greatly with her, all you who mourn for her, so that you feed and shall be satisfied with the breast of her comforts, so that you drink deeply and shall delight yourselves in her overflowing esteem. For thus said Yehovah, see, I'm extending peace to her like a river, and the esteem of the nations like a flowing stream, and you shall feed, and you shall be carried on the side and be fondled on her knees. As one whom his mother comforts, so I comfort you, and in Jerusalem you are comforted. And you shall see, and your heart shall rejoice, and your bones flourish as tender grass. And the hand of Yehovah shall be known to his servants, and his displeasure to his enemies. For look, Yehovah comes with fire and with his chariots, like a whirlwind, to render his displeasure with burning, and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword Yehovah shall judge all flesh, and the slain of Yehovah shall be many. Those who set themselves apart and cleanse themselves at the gardens after one in the midst, eating flesh of pigs, and the abomination, and the mouse, are snatched away together, declares Yehovah. And I, because of their works and their imaginations, am coming to gather all nations and tongues, and they shall come and see my esteem. And I shall set a sign among them, and shall send some of those who escape to the nations. Tarshish, and Pul, and Lud, who draw the bow, and Tubal, and Yavan, and the coastlands far off who have not heard my report nor seen my esteem, and they shall declare my esteem among the nations, and they shall bring all your brothers as an offering to Yehovah out of the nations, on horses and in chariots and in litters, on mules and on camels, to my set-apart mountain on Jerusalem, declares Yehovah, as the children of Israel bring an offering in a clean vessel into the house of Yehovah. And from them too I shall take for priests, for Levites, declares Yehovah. For as the new heavens and the new earth that I make stand before me, declares Yehovah, so your seed and your name shall stand. And it shall be that from new moon to new moon and from Sabbath to Sabbath, all flesh shall come to worship before me, declares Yehovah. And they shall go forth and look upon the corpses of the men who have transgressed against me. For their worm shall not die, and their fire shall not be quenched, and they shall be repulsive to all flesh.